Hey guys, what's good? It's your girl Christabel back with another episode of Cocktails with Christabel. I'm so excited about my guest today. Yes, I'm saying it again. So he's a singer-songwriter, he's a music producer, and he's a sound engineer. He does it all, okay? Give it up for D'wante Navire.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Looking all dapper.
Thank you. Hashtag Michael.
Oh. Coming with the dad jokes. But yeah, how was your journey here?
It was right.
That's good.
Straightforward.
That's good. Are you ready to make some cocktails?
Indeed so.
That's good. All right. But before we get into that, I've got an icebreaker that I play
Okay.
with my guests. Your one is called That's My Brand. The reason why I called it that is because your swag's always on point, always looking sharp, always looking good. So I thought, let me, ask you what brand you prefer.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see there, you got glasses. We got to put them on
Okay.
to spice it up. Wait, let me put on my whistle first. I'm about to put you under pressure. You ready?
Okay.
And I need production to dim the lights for me. See the power that I got?
Okay.
Love
Serious
it.
power.
Serious
power.
Okay, so
Okay.
you have 10 seconds on the clock and you have to tell me which brand you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? In 3, 2, 1. Adidas or Nike?
Nike.
Armani or Balenciaga?
Balenciaga.
Calvin Klein or Hugo Boss?
Hugo Boss.
Louis Vuitton or Gucci?
Louis V.
Okay. Boohoo Man or Zara?
Zara.
Oh. Okay, but you still said Zara.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you feel a bit loose?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Production, bring back the lights. I love it. We can take our glasses off. So, before we make these cocktails, do you enjoy cocktails?
I do.
Okay, and if you was a cocktail, what would you be and why?
Oh, if I was a cocktail, what would I be?
Yeah.
Probably a mojito.
Ooh, why?
Because the rum.
Okay, so you're a
Rum is
rum
quite
guy.
strong.
Okay, cool. So, guys, today we'll be making Summer in a Cup, and that's because Lazique once again has sponsored this show. And guys, make sure you check her out on Instagram. I'm going to put all her details in the description box. So we've got pineapple juice, we've got some mango, we've got some orange, we've got some vodka, and we've got some triple sec, which is orange flavored. It's really nice. Yeah. So are you ready? All right, cool. So first we put one shot. We've got ice in there already. So you put one shot of vodka in your shaker. So do you make cocktails at home?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. And if you go out with your friends, like what cocktails would you buy?
Oh, I can't lie.
Okay, Ray and nephew. Straight. That's still alcohol. So we put it in the shaker. And then after that, we get our triple sec, which is this. And then we're going to put one shot of this inside our shaker. Here you go. And then now is the fun bit. We're going to add the juices. Just close it. So you can add your pineapple, I'll add my orange, and then we swap. So don't add too much because we're going to shake. Yep, that's enough. And then if you take that, I take this. That's enough. Then we're going to add our mango. Oh. Add like that. Yep. And then we're going to close our shaker. And this is the fun bit. I have a term called shwake, right? But obviously you're a guy, so you're not going to do that. So it's shaking plus twerk equals shwake. I know. So that's for my girl guest. But for my guy guest, we just do the normal shake. Shake, sorry. Are you ready to shake? So 3, 2, 1, shake. Shake. Put some action in it. Shake. Yeah. All right, cool. So you can pick any cup at the front. And you feel how nice and cold it is. It's really very cold. And then we literally just open this bit. Yep. And then we're gonna pour it inside our lovely glass, just like that. And that is summer in a cup, guys. You ready to taste? So cheers. You have to look me in the eye. Yes. And let's taste it. Ooh.
That is nice.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Oh, say it again. Say it again.
That's gorgeous.
Mm.
That is real
Cheers
nice.
once more.
Cheers.
That's good. All right. So we're going to move on slightly and you can sip and talk.
Cool.
All right. So I want to dive straight in and talk about your upbringing. Okay, cool. So this to me is very interesting. You was born in Jamaica. Correct me if I'm wrong. You was born in Jamaica, but both of your parents are Ghanaian.
That's correct.
That is so interesting. So, what did your parents live in Jamaica? Like, how was that whole situation?
So my dad was studying in Jamaica. And he was studying for like 3 years.
Okay.
So obviously my mum went. So after they had my older sister, then they went to Jamaica. And then they were there for quite a while.
Okay.
And so that's where I was born. And then when I was around 4 years old, they came to the UK.
Okay.
So that's how that happened.
Okay. Do you remember like a bit about Jamaica? It was too long ago.
Yeah, it was quite a long time
Okay,
ago.
cool.
So yeah, a bit of a wild card.
Okay, cool. That's very interesting. Born in Jamaica, but your parents are Ghanaian.
I know, right?
I love that. So you have music in your blood. I found a fun fact about your parents actually. So they were both in singing groups and when they were younger. So is that right?
Yes, that's
okay,
correct.
so tell us a bit about that.
Back in Ghana, like a cappella groups were big.
Yeah.
Like they were huge.
Yeah.
And so my dad was in a singing group with a lot of his brothers. And they were doing their thing. And then my mum was in her singing group in her church. And they were like going different places in Ghana singing. So
Okay. So that's how you kind of developed your love for music, or
yeah, in terms of my love for music, my family always used to sing. They loved singing. So singing is something that has been a part of me from a young age. So I have been involved in singing from quite young.
Okay. Your dad played piano and was teaching choirs.
Yes.
Like growing up and seeing that, how did that make you feel? Or
it was very inspiring actually, because to see the way he could like command a room and like he could orchestrate people and bring people together, like he was that glue factor.
Yeah.
So like if he wasn't there, it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
where is he? So that was very inspiring, and to see like how literally he can bring people together. I was like, oh, I'd love to try something like that.
Okay. So I mentioned earlier, you're a singer slash songwriter. Can you tell us the first time you picked up a pen and paper and wrote your first ever song?
Oh, first ever song. I think so. Basically, my mom forced me to go piano lessons.
Okay.
Yeah, she really forced me to go piano lessons. And so when I got to like grade 5, I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. But then when I got to like my early teens, it was kind of like cool to play instruments amongst my peers. So I was like, no, I need to take this back up.
Yeah.
However, I started to learn more like the soulful chords and like the real nice stuff. So you know when you play it and you know when they do the head turns and stuff like that. Yeah. So when I learned that stuff, I was like, oh, I can make songs from these really nice chords. So it was like really like my early teens. I started just messing around on the piano. Then once I would have like a nice chord progression, then I would just start coming up with lyrics and vibes.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what was your inspiration behind writing your first song?
I would say the first song, it was the fact that, you know, like when your world has been, like when you've been exposed to something new. So that was like the keyboard, just experimenting with the different chords. And it was just like, oh my gosh, this exists.
Yeah.
How come they didn't teach me this when I was learning piano before?
True.
So that is actually what inspired me to actually write, because I am kind of like a poet. And even when because even before like the music and stuff like that, I was quite heavily into poetry. And even the way I would do my poems was like short songs. So I would always rhyme, but have like witty stuff in there as well. So it was like, oh, when I'm learning these chords now, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I've got these poems and stuff that I can like fuse them together.
Yeah.
And oh wait, this is kind of like songwriting. So that's kind
So
of like
that's how everything just merged and
merged together.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, like I've said, you write your own music. What's your favorite part or of that process, should I say?
I would say my favorite part is the actual creating
Mm,
because I realized that I am just a creative. Like I just love the creative element of anything I'm doing.
yeah.
It's always that part that's the fun for me. And it's like once I create and I'm like, okay, I've created this thing. It's just like sometimes it can be like, okay, cool. What's
Hmm.
next? Now I want to create something better
Yeah.
than what I created before because that is the creative element for me. That is the process because I guess you spend the longest there.
Hmm.
So because you spend the longest in the process, so that's the most enjoyable part for me.
Okay, cool. And like with that, do you sometimes get writer's block? Like, is it difficult for you to come
Um,
up with something?
the thing is, whenever I used to get a writer's block, I'll either like how like in music
Hmm.
people can sample like different songs and stuff.
Mm,
So if I found that okay, I'm just getting writer's block, I would find like a sample which would give me like the starting point. Then that will give me ideas, and then by the time you even realize, you won't even recognize the original sample
that's
because
smart.
I've made it into my own. So if I ever feel like I do have writer's block, I do either get a sample or something just to give me that outside
Mm,
inspiration that wasn't already in my head,
yeah.
and that kind of like helps me with writer's block if I ever
Okay.
have it.
Okay. That's a good tip, guys. Good tip that D'wante's just put out there. All right. So you have a very unique signature sound. It's called Afro Twang, which
Mhm.
I've never. Did you make up?
I did.
That is amazing. How did you come up with that, please?
So when I was embarking on this the new sound that I have
Mm.
now, um, I went to a marketer and she was telling me that the one thing you're gonna have to choose one is either gonna be R&B or Afro beats. You
Okay.
can't do the two. I was very saddened at that because when you look up to someone
Yeah.
and when they speak certain words, it has an impact.
Hmm.
So I went back. I was listening to like my repertoire. I'm listening to the R&B ones. I'm listening to the Afro beats, and I'm listening to the ones that's in the cross genre. And I realized that wait, this is who I am.
Mm,
That Western side, the African side. I can't separate the two.
yeah.
So what you know what? I'm gonna make the blend my brand.
Hmm.
That the whole theme of the two sides. So even like merging with the artist and producer, that kind of
Mm.
like two themes. And I don't know if this is coincidence, but I'm a Gemini. So they say Gemini, two
So
sides.
you're the star sign
So
people.
basically, yeah. So when I went back to her, I said, this is my brand, this too.
Mm,
She was like, okay, cool. If that's how you want to market yourself, cool, let's go. So that's how kind of like, because yeah, I realized the two is like a big part of me.
yeah.
And I would like to think my music is an embodiment of who I am.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In 2019, you took part in something called the UK Unsigned.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, because I wasn't really sure what it is, what was that?
So it's like it's like a series of rounds.
Mm,
So you go up against other people in your category,
okay.
and then you go to the final stage, which is one person from each category
Yeah.
goes. And so I was selected to be part of the show, and yeah, it was a really good experience.
Mm,
And I think they said something very profound at the end of our show,
hmm.
and I think they said the reality is this: yeah, most creatives,
Mm,
whether it be managers, A&Rs, artists, producers, all these type of people, 95% of people in the creative industry will need a secondary source of income.
mm. And why is that?
95, because from the art and the creativity alone, it might not be enough to sustain you from
Okay.
just the art. alone, and that's the reality of the industry that we're in. So, and that was kind of like an eye opener, seeing like, wow, oh, I've got to make sure that as well as my music and stuff, I have other things that are
That you're
going on.
going, yeah.
That are going on. Yeah. So I thought that was just kind of like an interesting thing that was brought to my
It's
attention.
like an eye opener.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that what you mainly do, just music? Or have
Now, mainly. So like if you want to go a bit into like my background, so for my undergrad, I did biomedical science.
Oh, okay.
And then for my master's, I did biochemical engineering.
Oh wow.
So alongside these things, I was always doing my music. I was producing, and then I got a science job in a lab. Was doing that for the past 5 years.
Oh wow, that was a long time.
But then whilst I was doing that, it was literally daytime was lab, evening studio.
Okay.
I'm running studio sessions, producing,
Yeah.
mixing art, mastering, sound engineering until early this year, mid-Feb. I was just like, I looked at my work, I looked at what was coming from producing, and I was just like, this is a no-brainer. And I always heard people were always telling me that, oh, like you really transformed my sound, or no, if it wasn't for working with you, man, I wouldn't have got this deal, or
Yeah.
I wouldn't have, these people wouldn't have noticed me. Because like one thing about me is when I'm in my studio sessions, I will give my 110%. If I feel you can do better, we're gonna push,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do better.
So you're that motivation.
Yeah. And if I don't think you got it quite right, I will try and help where I can and be like, go back, work on it, bring it, because I'm not here to waste time.
Yeah.
Because I just want to make amazing music. And so, so I just got to a point where it's like, you know what? And this is based that I'm in Reading at these times. So I in Reading. Opportunity came for me to get my own studio in London, mid-Feb. And I was like, you know what?
This is a sign.
I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I moved to London.
Okay.
Because I did have London clientele already. However, traveling to Reading was a bit far for some people. So people saw the value and they would travel. However, I was losing clientele because for some people they would love to work for me, but Reading was just a bit too far. So when I moved to London now, it was just like whole freedom. And so like right now I'm a full-time sound engineer, music producer. And I literally just thought, you know what? Anytime I want, I can go back to the world of science.
Yeah.
Like it's chilling there, like it days there.
Yeah.
But I like the feeling I get from when you like take someone's song, you transform it, and to see their reaction, second to none. That you know when you come through for a customer or a client, that feeling, and to see their reaction and to know it's genuine, that feeling is second to none. And I want to be feeling that all the time. Yeah. So
interesting. So I want to shift gears a little bit, and I'm nosy, okay? I want to know if you're single, if you're taken.
I'm single.
Okay, so ladies, you've heard it. D'wante is single. And what's your DM saying?
The DM's day.
Hey,
the DM's day. The DM's day.
Can you give us like an example of what you get? What's some of the messages?
Okay, so on my stories,
yeah,
I post like exclusive stuff, and then let's say if I've just got a fresh trim, or I'm feeling myself, crass, small, I will post in my studio, do my thing, and then I'll get some eyes. I'll get a little fire like chocolate, sweet chocolate, those type of things. But yeah, that's what I'll say.
And like when you see these messages, how does it make you feel? Like, do you get gassed? A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, small.
Okay, cool. And are you open to look for love?
I would say I am open. How I am quite focused right now on my grind.
Yeah.
So it's not something that I've like completely closed off.
Okay.
But like, so I think it's my grandma actually who said this thing to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it really stuck. And she was just like, Kofi.
So about that is coffee.
Yeah, just like Kofi. You know, anything you spend your time and energy on, make sure you have something to show for it at the end of the day. Hi,
Grandma is dropping gems.
dropping gems, dropping bombs.
Yes.
Like when she said that, it stuck. Like it really stuck. I was like, "Bruh, like, nah, let me put my energy into this." And I'm starting to see the fruits and the results of where I directed my energy. And the thing is, it's like everybody's individual. If you put your energy and focus on the relationship will work. It doesn't matter whatever you're doing. It's like literally, just always just make sure that whatever you're spending your time on,
Put 100%
said
in.
and have something to show for it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you for that advice. You have a personal motto, which I really like. Vibe your inner niche. Where does that stem from?
Okay, so I like to listen to a lot of motivational or inspirational stuff. I love psychology. I love learning. I just love gaining insight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I came across something that said, if a fish spent his entire life trying to climb a tree, it will think it's stupid. Put that fish in water now. Don't come close.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's doing its thing.
Yeah.
Or a monkey trying to swim. Put him in the trees now. You're jumping left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And so this just like everybody has a lane, a space where they can occupy and really dominate, because first of all, there's nobody like you in this world, number one. And we just have different gifts and talents, no matter what it is. So it's like, and it's inbuilt. So that niche or that thing that you got inside, you've got to vibe it. So that's why it's vibe your inner niche.
Love it.
Because then there's no competition, because you're doing your own thing. There's space for everybody. So that's kind of like where it stems from, that realization of we all have something unique to offer. And when you find that thing, run with it.
Yeah.
Dominate that space. Yeah.
Okay. Love that. I must say, I absolutely love your music. Honestly, especially Carry Body.
Yeah.
That one, I love it so much. It goes through my soul. Your music has received airplay on mainstream radio,
Yes.
like Couple Extra and stuff like that, which is amazing. You've got like thousands of streams, or is it even more now?
Yeah, hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of streams. Okay, what is next for D'wante?
I would say it's my own shows. Like I've got plans for shows, events, and like international collaborations, especially in Ghana, Africa as well, the US. So it's kind of like that expansion, kind of like base. So like this year is just my head is down.
Yeah,
type year. Just working,
Yeah.
putting in the grind, building my catalog. In terms of my catalog as a producer and an artist. I feel like because in my early days when I was finding my sound, like the new sound, I spent a lot of time like preparing songs. So like in terms of like my song catalog, if I said that I'm not going to write another song for the next 2 years, I'm
Your
good.
patterns,
I'm good.
yeah,
Did you get
yeah.
it? Like, so that's how, because I put in the work over the past couple of years, I can now take a bit of a break from. Obviously, I would love. I like creating. Obviously, here and there, I'll create another song. Cool, but I have my bangers. I have the ones which they're gonna do
Yeah.
things just about planning, having the right rollout and everything behind it. But that's allowed me to focus a bit more on like my producing, sound engineering, and kind of like building my catalog there as well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like for the rest of the year for me is literally just head down because next year we outside,
We
baby. I
outside.
want to.
Yes. You said you want to collaborate with some international artists.
Mhm.
Who would be your ideal? One from Africa or
Yeah.
Ghana or wherever,
Mm.
and one from America.
Okay, if it was Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
has to be King Promise.
Oh, that would be a beautiful collaboration.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
King
King
Promise.
Promise, have you heard?
King Promise. I think we can make something deadly.
Yes.
Deadly.
Oh, sorry. It's just hit me. That collaboration. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I'm gonna stay in Ghana for a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Comido.
D'wante, don't do this to me. That would be amazing.
Yeah. And I think the last song would be Kiddie.
Oh yes.
There.
Yes.
Those three on my hit list.
Yeah.
Those are the
Kiddie and you, your voices together, it would be amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. So that's like next year. Yeah, I'm gonna make it happen. Yeah.
You heard it here first. Yeah. Come on. I love that.
If we're going outside,
Mhm.
I'll do 2 in Africa. So Wizkid, I would love Wizkid and Major League DJs from SA. I'm a
Okay.
piano. Yeah.
Mm.
Then in America,
He's manifesting this.
yeah, in America, it will have to be Bryson Tiller.
Ooh.
Because he actually, if it wasn't for him and his sound, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Okay, so he's an inspiration.
Yeah, because I had like a little musical crisis back in 2015. And like I was doing R&B, but it was like dated R&B. So like, imagine I'll go to perform, I'll do my performance. And you know when you perform and nobody really says anything, you know your performance didn't really hit. And then one day I went to this event. I was meant to perform. I saw the level and the talent of people that are performing. I'm like, nah, something's got to change. So that very day, I went home. I took everything down, everything off iTunes, Spotify,
Oh wow.
everything off my social media, and I said I need to start from scratch.
Rebranding.
Yeah, and then I went to a show. Like I think it was like 2 weeks after. Then I heard one guy. He was singing a Bryson Tiller song and a Weekend song. I was just like, what sound is this? I'm like, I love this trap soul type vibe. So I'm like, yeah, I've got something. I have something. Cool. So I kind of like jumped on that vibe. And then so I was doing like this like trap soul R&B vibe. So now how I added the Afro beats into my sound was this. So I was traveling to work one day, and you know when you meet somebody and they're always like, oh, we should do something, we should collab all the time you meet. So I know that, okay, if I'm gonna collab with this guy, it's gonna be an Afrobeat track. So I was like, one day, let me just create an Afrobeat track and see how it goes. So I've done it, showed my people, they're like, this is all right. And then I literally just started making more, and I was just like, oh my, like I literally just got engrossed. So I was like, okay, cool. There's this thing I'm doing, but this is my sound. So let me just fuse the two. And it was just like, you know, imagine you've just discovered a new superpower, but you don't know the full extent of what you can do. So that this was literally like when the two came together, I'm like, wow, this is a different sound. So then it was like loads of experiments, trial and error, just trying different songs out to kind of like, then it started to get to a point where, okay, I've found my sound.
Yeah.
And when I found my sound, I was just churning out the tracks, churning out tracks. So, yeah.
Okay. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. Where can people find you on the socials?
Main place is Instagram, which is D'wante_Navire, and Spotify,
Okay.
D'wante Navire.
So all your music's there,
Yeah.
everything's there. All right, cool. So, guys, we haven't finished yet because D'wante is going to perform Carry Body, which is a song which I absolutely love. I love it. It touches my soul. Okay.
Come on.
I can't wait. But yeah, guys, make sure you stay tuned. Bye.
It's your boy, D'wante Navire. Make sure you stay tuned and locked into Cocktails with Christabel.
All right, guys, so we're back. And like I promised, we have the amazing D'wante performing his amazing song, Carry Body. Woo!
D'wante Navire, we don't hold, we don't care. Ep4 twang is here. I rap Ghana, I rap Africa. See the way she carry body, big, carry body, big. Oh, you come and shake your waist to the beat, get waist to the beat, get. I hear my see the way she carry body, back, to come back. Oh, you come and shake your waist to the beat, get waist to the beat. This one is insane. This one bust my brain. Sweet by sugar cane. By sugar cane. What you know about 5 dimensions? No. 6 dimensions? No. 7 dimensions. Perfect. Girl, you must be L'Oreal. Walk cause your work. See the shorty, she be fine, 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 fine. She's the finest that I've ever seen. Ever seen. She got me thinking about them diamonds. See the way she carry body, big, carry body, big. Oh, you come and shake your waist to the beat, get waist to the beat, get. I hear my see the way she carry body, back, to come back. Oh, you come and shake your waist to the beat, get waist to the beat, Listen.
D'wante in the mix.
This one was my praise, but sugar cane, but sugar cane, but sugar cane. This one was my praise, but sugar cane, but sugar cane.
That was amazing, D'wante.
Thank you very much.
Your vocals is mwah. So, guys, that's an end of another episode. But I'll be back, yeah? I'll definitely be back. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment, okay? And follow our socials, guys. Everything's going to be in the description box. It's your girl, Christabel, the one and only Sweet Blackberry. Bye.
Yeah.